there. It's Sunday, September 20th, and this is my second video journal. And I decided to wear this kind of tight top today because I wanted to be able to look back on this particular roll right here that's driving me absolutely insane. You can see the jeans just push it right up over, and it's just this big mess of fat right there that I can't wait to get rid of. I'm going to sit down. So it's been an interesting couple weeks, I guess. It's been more focused on how busy work is, and that's been stressing me out quite a bit. I feel like my integrity is sacrificed all the time where I work at right now, and it's really draining after a while. My new supervisor's struggling with the same thing, so in one sense it's nice to be able to have somebody to commiserate with, but in another sense it's just, get me out of here, you know. I guess I'm kind of looking at it like I'm going to spend the next year or so getting through the surgical process and healing, and then it's going to be time to really start seriously thinking about what it is that I want to do, because I cannot stay at Cornell as an employer for several years longer. I don't know, I don't feel like I'm who I am when I work for this university, and that's really disappointing. So that's what's been going on. It's been a lot of hours. I worked 60 hours this past week, and I was just really, really drained. I don't know, and you know, even Caitlin was saying, Mom, can't you tell your supervisor that you don't like working so much? So, you know, it's ironic because I spend 8 years in college trying to progress myself enough so that I could have a career and could have a good salary, and now that I'm there, I feel like I have to sacrifice everything for that position. So it's time to kind of readjust my priorities, but that's down the road. Speaking of Caitlin, things have been really hard lately. I don't know if it's time to look at a medication readjustment or not, but her impulse control has just been so poor. She's just been making a lot of choices that I know she knows better on. Like this week she ate a whole container of Flintstones gummy vitamins, 55 vitamins in 1 week. And, she's 10 years old. She will be in 3 days. And she's been taking her medication daily for years. And I explained to her that she needed to take 2 a day. And she just blatantly disregarded the instruction that I had given her. So there's that. She and her friends have been getting up in my bedroom when I'm not around. I don't know, just been very disrespectful. So, on one hand, I know that with ADHD that you can't just expect medication to be a miracle cure, and that's why I've always tried very hard to make sure the rules and parenting and just all of that, I was putting my best effort forward. But lately, it's just her processing capabilities and impulse control. It's just, regardless of what consequences she has for that behavior, it's just been awful. So, I don't know. That's kind of rolling around in my mind as something that we need to address. But she is going to be turning 10 on Wednesday, and I can't believe that we've had a decade together now. I mean, it's gone so fast, and it's scary how fast it goes, She's in 5th grade, and I don't know. It's mind-boggling, she's going to be hitting puberty here pretty soon, and I don't know, I worry for her long term. If she has a difficult time following directions now and staying organized with school, how the hell is she going to be able to survive the real world, and it takes no prisoners. So it's a worry, it really is. But anyway, regarding the surgery process, there's really not much new to share. I called Rhonda, the bariatric coordinator, and Dr. Macenas, the surgeon, is still waiting on the follow-up report from the psych evaluation. And then from there, they'll reach out to me and we'll schedule the next appointment, but it's just kind of a waiting game right now, which I think is really frustrating me. It kind of steered me off track with my eating for a couple days. that, and, you know, I invited friends over for dinner, and I tend to pay less attention to the health aspects of what I'm cooking when I invite folks over. So that's something I'm going to have to start really focusing on. You know, I made taco salad, and I figured, you know, a couple chips wouldn't be bad, but it just kind of sent me on a spiral of eating foods that, you know, I'm not even really craving necessarily, but I think it was just a comfort thing. Um, so, speaking of craving, the diet pop, it has been very, I mean, it's been 3 or 4 weeks since I drank a full pop, and it was really hard to give up initially, the caffeine, the carbonation, that kind of thing. Um, but I had a couple sips the other day, and it was sickening sweet. I didn't even enjoy drinking it. I had read an article that pop over time can dull in your taste buds as far as picking up the taste of sweetness, and which can cause you to overeat. And I think that's very true, because after having the break from it from several weeks, it tasted sickening sweet. So I've been sticking with my protein drinks and water. One of the protein drinks I have does have a little bit of caffeine in it, but it hasn't sent me into any kind of triggers or problems, so that's going well. As of this morning, I'm 359. That's down about 21 pounds. I never thought I would have to fight so hard to get into the 350, or below 350, but it is what it is. I have to be really mindful of not losing too much weight, otherwise insurance won't cover the procedure. So it's a little frustrating, that process of, you know, wanting to do well and lose before the surgery, but then also not wanting to kind of shoot myself in the foot with insurance. So um, you can see I have a list over here of things that I wanted to mention. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it's just never going to happen. I started thinking seriously about this process in December of last year, so, you know, 9 months ago. And in one sense it went really fast, but in another sense it just feels like it's never going to get here either. I guess I would feel better if I had future appointments booked and was making progress, but everything is really tied up with the surgeon right now as far as him making some decisions on what the next steps are. So that frustrates me, because I hate feeling like I'm not making progress towards my goals. So I don't know what's going on with that, but Catherine Tunison, my counselor, I've still been seeing her weekly. Having a meditation space was really helpful for the first week, but then I kind of got out of the habit the second week, and I don't. I think work was just burning me out, and by the time I went to bed I was just so tired I didn't want to even spend the time kind of reflecting on the day. And I think that's what may have caused me to struggle a little bit more with food this week. Not really taking that time for self, you know, introspection, I guess you could call it. But I realize just how important that is for me, to have some time where I can just spend thinking about the day and really kind of breathe, focus on my breathing and unwinding, because I know I'm going to need to be able to use those tools to get through this process. So that's about that. I don't think there's anything else to share right at the moment. Just plugging away with, you know, real life, and doing the best that I can despite the stressors, and you know, taking it a day at a time. So that's September 20th.